who's going to make it out of the East and West. So on your screen, you'll see that the big three for the Nets. I don't know how the Nets don't make it out of the East. Like, I know that they have only had like 8 games played together because of all the injuries. Because like Kyrie takes a break from basketball like every like couple games, and then James
Is it
Harden
really
is.
been like that still?
Yeah, dude. They've only played 8 games together, like all 3 of them,
What
and
is the excuse
it,
been?
it's just like like Kyrie takes like
Kyrie.
Kyrie takes breaks from football. Like, I love Kyrie; he's one of my favorite players, but like he just takes breaks from football. He takes breaks from
Yeah.
basketball, and he'll cite like dealing with family issues or dealing with family stuff. But and then I think it was James Harden had the hamstring injury, which he rushed back from too quickly. Or no, it was Durant had the hamstring issue that he rushed back from too very quickly, and then re-injured it, and then was out for more time. And then James Harden was also out for injury. I might have gotten that flipped, but the deal's the same way. Basically, they just haven't played together. They, like I said, they literally have only played 8 games together. So if they don't make it out of the East, I think it's because of team chemistry issues where they're just not used to playing with each other. Although this team is really suitable too because they're all just fantastic shooters,
Yeah.
and that helps.
Right.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if they make it out of the East. I think the other team that could make it out of the East very well is the Miami Heat. The reason why, obviously, is because they did it last year, but also they're just a really good team. Like, they're just an all-around great team, and they have Jimmy Butler, who you can hate on Jimmy all you want, but at the end of the day, Jimmy's going to get it done, and he's going to play ridiculous, and he'll lock anybody up when he wants to. So I think it's one of those where the Heat are just too good with Bam getting better, and everybody, the whole team. And so I would love to see them or the Heat, or I'd love to see the Nets or them make it out of the East to compete for the championship. Although I think the Nets are going to. I don't really think that the Bucks are going to. It's one of those. It's like how I
Really?
felt. It's just how I felt about the Dodgers for the longest time in baseball, where it was like I need to see it to believe it kind of thing. I don't. I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna like say, oh, the Bucks have a chance this year until they actually start to perform, because that's always been the Bucks' issue, is they just haven't performed when they needed to. And Giannis is one of the best players, and again, another one of my favorite players. Him and Kyrie are basically my 2 favorite players in the NBA. But it's just one of those where Giannis isn't enough, and that team, never is able to put it together enough to get past, the Heat, or get past uh whoever's there against them. So we'll see how it goes. The West, obviously, I think the Lakers, if the Lakers actually figure their crap out, might be in the mix, obviously, for the championship. You can never say that LeBron's not, so they have to be thrown in there. We'll see how this game pans out. The Warriors are actually a team that's been playing ridiculously well this last stretch of the season, so they could be kind of a dark horse to come in, and if they continue to shoot hot like they are, you can basically count them into basically every game. So it's one of those where they definitely could win it. And then obviously the Clippers. Obviously you have the Denver. I don't really think as much as I love Damian Lillard, I just don't think that the Trailblazers are ever good enough to like finally put it together. They just don't have enough talent. It's just a lot of times it ends up being Damian Lillard forcing them to be better than they are, and then he just reaches his max out. He reaches his breaking point where he just can't do it anymore. So we'll see how that goes. But that's what I think. I think realistically the Nets make it out, and then of the East, and then I'm not sure who makes it out of the West. I would love to say Denver, just because Denver's playing really well, and obviously we just talked about how good Jokic is. But I also could see like the Clippers, or like a team like the Warriors or Lakers, like a dark horse team like that, making a run. So we'll see how it goes. But that's kind of just my overall NBA talk. I don't know if you or have anything you want to throw in there.
Yeah, I was gonna say on the Bucks, when you're talking about the Bucks itself, I was like, oh yeah, it's that team that everyone's like, literally have like the data science nerds like bring everything out and be like, they're one of the best teams like in years, like they're absolutely dominating the floor, it's amazing, and then they just
Hmm.
like choke in the playoffs. And like being a really casual NBA fan who doesn't really watch too much anymore, it's just like every year I'd be like, oh yeah, they got bounced randomly in the first round or like the second round and disappointed. I was like, I feel like this has been the going rate for like 5 years. That feels like a really long period of time, but I feel like it's not inaccurate either.
No, I mean it's probably been slightly shorter than that, but you're not wrong. I mean that's basically how it's been. Like I said, it's again I got to see it to believe it with the Bucks. They never can put it together. They just never can. They never can do it, and they're so talented and they're such a great team. And Giannis is fantastic, and then they just reach I don't know their potential. I guess I don't know what it is. I just know that they never able to do it, so I won't bet on them until I actually see it happen. So,
Yeah.
but
No, I feel the same way. And the only reason I'm watching this game, besides the fact that we're on the podcast, is pretty much just for the drama. And I didn't know that they still get another chance in the play-in tournament format. Like even if like the Lakers or the Warriors lost, they still get a
yeah,
chance.
I guess that I don't
I had
agree
to look
with
up the
that.
rules, so I was seeing that. I was like, okay,
I guess it's whoever loses this plays Memphis then for the 8 seed, but
yeah.
then because you're the 8 seed, you have to go play the 1 seed. So like I don't know. I mean, I guess it's off it's what's at stake? Yeah, because then so basically whoever loses this game has to play Memphis, and then whoever wins that game has to play Denver. It's like a weird. Just make it. When I heard it was a play-in, I thought these two games decided like who were going to make the playoffs as the 7 and 8 seed. I didn't realize that this was going to be like a you lock the 7 seed down and then the 8
Yeah.
seed is up for grabs.
I
I'm
thought
like
I was
that.
seeing someone get eliminated tonight, which I was just absolutely ready for the hot takes and reading all the drama. I'm a little
Yeah,
bit
I
gypped.
thought that too. I'm a little disappointed too. I mean, we'll still see how the teams perform, but I'm a little disappointed with that too.
Yeah, I mean, I guess depending on which team you are and like how equipped you are, having to play the number one seed like next is pretty much getting knocked out anyways. But
Well, it's
I don't
also
know.
matchups. It depends. So it's all matchups too. So like obviously Golden State doesn't really have like I don't think a center that can really compete with Jokic. So Golden State would be a little bit of a disadvantage playing being the 8 seed versus the 7 seed. So I think if Golden State wins this game, they have a better chance in the next round. But I think if you look at Lakers, for instance, if they win against Memphis, say they lose this game, go to play Memphis and win, and get the 8 seed, they're a little bit better suited for handling Jokic in Denver because they have the guys who can cover Jokic and Anthony Davis and Andre Drummond, and then they also have LeBron, who if he's healthy and everything like that, obviously be able to take over with Michael Carter or Michael Carter, not Michael Carter. What's his name? Oh
Um,
God, his name's escaping me. But anyways, he's not going to be able to cover LeBron obviously very well. So like I said, that could be a thing. We'll have to see how that goes. But I think this is a bigger deal for the Warriors to win here and just move in as the 7th seed, get some off time, and then roll into the playoffs.